For 20 years, our house has experienced a lot.
He's back! Are you kidding me?
Triumph, defeat, heartbreak, euphoria. It's been home to legends, and legends in the making. We've watched homegrown kids grow up here and welcome friends who became family.
The ballpark is in a frenzy!
Like our fans, this place has developed a reputation. And that's just the way we like it. In a city bursting at the seams with history, our house has had its fair share.
Howling drive, way out of here!
Grand slam, Victorino! The Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series!
But it's not time to harp on history.
It's time to make more history.
He's gonna just watch it go!
Our team story is not done.
Never say die, Tom.
It's barely been written.
Something's brewing with this team, John.
We're here for the long haul and the long ball.
That one is gonna be long gone!
It's been a fun 2 decades,
Son of a gun, I love this place.
but this is the only looking back we're doing
With a rainmaker!
because we're tired of knocking on the door. It's time to kick it down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a rainy edition of Sorry in Advance. It's actually nice to do this when we don't have to watch a Phillies game because they got rained out, so we can actually just...
They could have played.
They could have played. But we'd have something to complain about with them in the rain, and then they'd get no hit or something like that. This is... Now we have 2 baseball games to take up all day tomorrow.
Yeah, just it's either going to be 2 losses or 2 wins.
Yeah. We'll see how that turns out. Good pitching matchup with Luzardo and Nola going. So
Yeah, Luzardo.
have faith, man. Have some faith. I know it's really hard. But anyway, so we're changing things up a little bit today. We're not just going to talk about the Phillies today because there's a lot of stuff going around in baseball, and I think the biggest is this right here. It's just
to be the current theme of the Red Sox.
Yeah, like when the writing was on the wall when this happened, when they signed Bregman. You knew. Devers immediately came out and said he wasn't happy about it.
No, yeah, he immediately said that he was not switching positions.
And he didn't switch positions. They just took away his position.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that he started out like 0 for 46.
Yeah. It didn't really help his cause, but he's definitely gotten back on track. He's doing fine now. Average could get up a little bit, but other than that, all the other numbers are there. In all fairness, I think he's hitting better than Harper. So
anyone's hitting better than Harper right now.
Anyone is. Good God. So anyway, the whole thing coming out of Boston is that, this all started in spring training when they signed Bregman to play third. It wasn't announced immediately that he was going to be playing third, but it really was just like, where else is he going to play? They teased it that he was just like, or that he might play second, that he, he could play somewhere. He might play shortstop or something.
Which is kind of wild because, he does not have the body type whatsoever to play those positions.
No. He's a third baseman, barely can move, Hello, Mother.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Donna.
What's up, Donna?
How are you? Started out slow, and I was happy not a fan of Devers. So this all has gotten to the point, and again, like Scott said, where he did not start off good at all the first 2.5, 3 weeks of the season. So then Tristan Cassis goes down with a very serious injury, and they ask him to play first base. And he immediately is just like, no. Basically just says, you guys should have figured this out. You go figure it out. Go find a first baseman. And here's my thing. This has all been boiling over, I think, before they signed Bregman, because he signed this deal with the previous GM and all that. and they told him, "You're our third baseman for the future." Blah blah blah. But on the opposite side, he's also got to understand, like, yeah, it's all well and good that they made you promises. They're not here anymore, so things change.
It's kind of it's kind of like the Manny situation, but quite like not as bad. Like Devers is definitely getting moved.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go. But his comment was, I know I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there. And to that, I'm like, way to take it to the extreme, Devers. Like, they're not asking you to go play center field. Like, relax. In spring training, they talked to me and basically told me to put away my glove, that I wasn't going to play any other position but DH, which he's not a great third baseman. So really, if you were signing Bregman, who is a pretty good third baseman, it's the smart move. You upgraded defensively and offensively and didn't lose anything. So right now, I just feel like it's not appropriate decision by them to ask me to play another position. That I kind of agree with, because I'm just like, if they told you really like, hey, you're not playing the field ever. But then again, at the same time, like we just said, okay, well, they weren't expecting a serious injury to Cassis.
It's a team sport.
It's a team sport. It says, it was the GM that I spoke with. I'm not sure what he has with me. He played ball, and I would like to think he knows that changing positions like that isn't easy. Fine.
I agree with that part. Like midway through the year or right now, whatever. Yeah, I get that. Like maybe they should have prepared him more. But the other thing is too, he had to be like on board with it. He wasn't on board from the get-go.
Right. So you knew that wasn't going to end well.
Yeah.
My thing with him saying he was a bald player, it's tough. All right, he was a pitcher.
Yeah, I was just saying
he was a relief pitcher. It's not like, it's not like he went from a starter to reliever, or anything like that. Like, he was a relief pitcher his whole entire career. It's a little bit different. But I agree that he should understand, like, it's not easy to just change positions. And also the fact that they told him, put the glove away, you're not going to play the field anymore. But again, my biggest take from this is it's very selfish on his part. Like, how are you? It's a team sport. You're supposed to be, if anything, the face of the franchise. And that's what you come out with, saying, no, I'm a ball player. They bring it to the extreme. They can't expect me to play every position out there. I told them no.
Yeah, it's an ugly situation out there.
Yeah. And then this was, I think that quote was from 2 days ago. And then yesterday, this one was from Fox Sports saying John Henry, Sam Kennedy, and Craig Breslow, who was the GM, flew to Kansas City for the series. They did not wait until they got back.
Big series.
Henry met with Rafael Devers one-on-one about the comments yesterday, and Breslow called it an honest exchange. You'll never know what was actually said. I would love to know what honest exchange means, if it's basically Devers.
Curse words.
Screaming back and forth at each other, or if they were politely cursing at each other.
At the end of the day, he's getting traded.
I think he's getting traded. And you know where he's going to go? He's going to go to the Dodgers.
That would not shock me.
It would not. Nothing would shock me if the Dodgers just got everybody.
Or the Padres.
So here's the rumor mill of the top. So I see us on there because everybody wants them. That's the only reason I added them. Because I saw the trade package that somebody sent me where it was Bohm, and I'm like, immediately no. Why would Boston want Bohm if he's worse than Devers?
Well, maybe if he's that much of a headache, they're just trying to get rid of him.
Right. But then again, all the stuff you hear about Bohm is how his emotions and stuff like that. So really, you're replacing Devers with Bohm, and just they're the same person. It was Bohm. It was I can't remember. It was unrealistic. It was going to take so much more than that trade. It was a 3-player trade for him, and I'm like, there's no way. It's way too cheap. Everyone's immediately going to ask for Miller or Painter, and
which I'm not doing.
Which you're not doing any of those three, or Otto Kemp.
Yeah,
which we're gonna have to get into this like in the as the trade deadline comes closer, because all these players that you're talking about bringing up, there's no room for them right now.
Somebody's getting moved, or two. I'll tell you what. Detroit would be interesting.
They would, especially because they're
the top in the American League.
They're top in the American League. Their roster is obviously good because they have come up much quicker than I think expected. Yeah. And there's no signs of them slowing down.
But I just don't know if they want to take on that contract with his personality, only because they shelled out a ton of money to Baez.
True. But also, you have, I'm not saying you bank on him, but like you have Jace Jung, who's 24 years old. You have Kerry Carpenter, who can play the infield. McKinstry can play the infield. Like who's playing third for them now? I feel like, because oh my God, this computer. They have the pieces. They don't need to. Ironically enough, Detroit's losing to Boston.
Okay. Nice.
Devers is 0 for 3. So their third baseman, is Jung. So, there's a lot. If you look, like Jung's hitting 93, 0.93. And who are they? I don't know who they have contract wise. Let's see. Tigers payroll.
I like the face. Payroll. I like the picture that we
I had to pick that. I thought, and I'm like, that just right now explains the situation so much. So the highest paid person on their team is Javier Baez and Jack Flaherty.
By far.
Baez
is playing center field now, so maybe he could take maybe Devers could take a page out of his book.
Yeah, all of a sudden has a resurgence.
Still got his jersey.
God, I hate him. But other than that, no one else is making over $10 million except Skubal and Gleyber Torres. That's it. So
I just
have the
don't
money.
See them necessarily going that route. Like I could definitely see him on Seattle.
Yeah, because let me go back here real quick. So Seattle's roster, they haven't started yet. So they are playing New York tonight. And get off my screen. Game day. So the lineup, let's see. Crawford, who's their third baseman? Someone named Williamson. Ben Williamson.
So that's where Devers is going.
Yeah. So, and then at the same time, it's just like, all right, if you really want to talk about the Cubs, like, do they need him? The Cubs are losing to Miami right now. Yeah, go trade for Devers. That's pathetic. Right now, their third baseman is Nick Lopez, who's 30. He's hitting 56.
Nice.
I'm sure he's not their starter, but still, you can go after people. I think that's why they're saying they're the top 3 teams to possibly trade for him, but better not be Schwarber going. Schwarber's not getting traded. Schwarber is just going to.
No, he's just going to leave in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Phillies win the World Series, which I don't know.
Scott, we missed you last week.
Yeah, I missed all of Tuesday. I fell asleep very early.
Yes, Scott was bumming it. So yeah, I don't think the Phillies are going to get Rafael Devers. Trying to find the trade package because it really intrigues me on what they're going to actually give up. Not in the one that I saw, but if we're going realistic, it's going to take one of them. Like it would make no sense not to. It has to.
I just don't think that it would be a good fit, just because of his personality. Unless somebody can talk to him when he gets here,
like Harper, and be like, "Hey, not that you should listen
Harper,
to me right now, but
yeah, Harper should probably worry about getting his average up." But I was talking about more like Schwarber or Castellanos.
Yeah, but it's, do you want to take on? I think the thing that is going to be one of the main point to this is the contract, and because these long-term contracts, from the standpoint of looking out at everything, is not working out the best right now. Granted, Trey Turner's hitting over 300. I think for all the hate that he's getting and stuff like that,
He's
a lot of times
playing very well.
He's playing very well, but it's the fact that if you're looking at how long these contracts are, we have Trey for another 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah, but he's not playing shortstop that whole time.
So
There's
where's
just
he
no
playing?
way. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen in
Can you
3
imagine
years.
Trey Turner as our DH at 39 years old? Weighing 140 pounds.
Bryce Harper be coaching us.
Probably.
He'll be a player's coach.
Player, coach, majority owner.
Yeah.
Why bring on a problem? I agree.
I also agree.
But I mean, you get a switch hitting third baseman who can hit for power. But again, if he's fine being a DH, the conversation's going to happen.
I just think, but then you're going to have Schwarber play left field.
Probably.
And then Sosa just play third.
Well, no. Why would you have Schwarber play? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he's the DH. No. I mean, I'm sorry. I meant next year.
Oh,
I'm saying next year.
This year though, Schwarber would be playing left field every day.
I mean, that just ties into. I don't think they're trading for him this year.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So I don't know. I agree with you. I think I'll say Seattle because I think them getting called out by Justin Turner in the
by not going after anyone,
by not going after anybody, that kind of didn't look good. So, no. And the fact that are they still in first place?
Let me look.
They are by a game and a half. You know who's right behind them?
Who?
The A's.
Yes. Or are they under 500?
They are 1 game over 500. What did I say? I said the Athletics were going to finish higher than the Astros, who are 20-20.
Yeah, they'll wake up.
Yeah, I know.
They always do.
So on to our next topic is what the hell is happening in Colorado?
This is what we call they need to fall off the face of the earth and never return to the MLB. I mean, this is just embarrassing.
Bring on the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, like it's not even like it's embarrassing because like you can't even you can't purposely tank in baseball like you can in the NBA because like you're not guaranteed a stud player. Like you don't know who's going to be good, really.
Right.
Yeah. This is just bad. This is all around bad.
I just don't understand how it happened because like it's like, you know, obviously I remember losing to the Rockies in 06, I believe.
07. Got smoked.
And then we crushed the Rockies in 08.
No.
No,
that was a good
in 08 divisional series.
Oh, we might have. I can't remember. No, we played. Man, who did we play?
Let's see. Oh, the Brewers. Duh.
Brewers, and then we played the Dodgers.
Yeah, then the Dodgers, and then
09. If you remember, though, 09, they gave us a good little run.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. But it just.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what the hell happened to them because it's not. It just seems like it wasn't even that long ago that they were doing good.
Bud Black isn't a bad manager.
No, and that's what sucks is like it's always the manager who's the first to get the blame or whatever. I think this is a situation where everybody knows he's not to blame, but he's the fall guy.
I don't think he'll manage again.
I could see him
unless it's like for like a contender.
Go to the Pirates. Come right across the country.
Yeah. It's just embarrassing. Like this is actually this is probably worse than the White Sox.
I mean, you know how many games they're projected to win?
No, I haven't seen
28.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
that's terrible.
Every game should be free then.
It should be 100%. I think the funniest thing, and I had it on here. I did have it on here, but I had to get rid of it because I wanted to put more stats and Lloyd Christmas up here. But the main, I read this article. This is actually from yesterday. I'll say today, but late last night. It literally shows why are the Colorado Rockies so bad, and is there any hope of them getting better? And it says on May 14th, which ironically is tomorrow, 2023. Do you remember what happened on that date?
Wait, was that when the Phillies and Rockies played and Bryce Harper charged that? What was that guy's name? Bird. Yeah, and he said you guys are a loser organization.
And he said you're a loser effing organization, every single one of you. And it literally says harsh, yes, crude, absolutely. But Harper's outburst reflected a grim reality, once acknowledged and understood by players, coaches, and officials around the league. The Colorado Rockies as an organization are utterly clueless.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't see an end in sight with it either.
No, considering you still have Chris Bryant for another 3-4 years, and he never plays. He plays more than Rendon.
Bad.
But, like, he was supposed to, like, I remember everyone being shocked when he signed with Colorado, and everyone was just like, why would you go there? Like, they weren't a team
just
that
went
was
there
like,
for the money.
And needed. Yeah. But I don't know, man. He could have got more. I feel like he could have got more.
I don't know. All I know is that's just a terrible contract, and like I said, I don't really see this like ending anytime soon, like them being this bad, because like they don't spend money as it is, really. You know what I mean?
Right. He's
got to at least have 4 or 5 years left
since signing with. Oh God, he's batting his total stats with the Rockies: 244, 154 hits. 17 home runs, 61 RBIs, and 75 runs scored in 170 games since signing with the Rockies in 2022.
Yeah,
He has barely played over a season. He's had 9 IL stints. That's
terrible. That's really bad.
Yeah. I just 154 hits, like those are season numbers, literally. That should be one season for someone. Actually, not even for someone like him. He should have 30, 35 home runs playing for Colorado, in Colorado, at least 17 home runs at home.
Yeah, I guess that's just a combination of bad luck and not just bad luck. I mean, he was so good with Chicago, but weren't people projecting him to like be like injury plagued like towards the later part of his career though anyway because of his back?
I forget if he was. Yeah, and again, I mean, it's like,
and he was supposed to like switch positions or something.
Yeah, I thought they said he was going to go to first, not right field.
Yeah, no,
not the outfield. No. But I guess it's funny because like you figure you look at the lineup though, like was it the lineup that made him so good? Like
that lineup was incredible.
Yeah. But I mean, right now so this was entering Monday. So as of yesterday, they are 7-34 and 2-8 in their last 10. They are tied for the second worst 40-game start in MLB history. And I think, like I said, they're projected to win 28 games this year. That's in that ballpark. That is insane.
Yeah, that's just incredibly bad.
But I think one of the biggest things that they talked about was the fact that they're not changing their outlook or their look at the team as a whole, like on how to run the team. So the biggest thing that I took from the article was just literally one paragraph where it says General Manager Bill Schmidt has been with the team since 99. Rolando Fernandez, the VP of International Scouting and Development, joined the Rockies as a coach in 93.
Which is crazy because you don't see that unless the coaches have been with like a contending team for that long.
Right. Danny Montgomery is VP and Assistant General Manager of Scouting, who was an original Rockies employee hired in 91 and a year and a half before that, before the team even played a game.
Yeah, that is insane.
Before they were a team. And then everybody has been with them since
the 90s.
And they're apparently the biggest thing they're taking away from this is you're not changing your outlook on how to run the team at all. We've gone through how many coaches and GMs and presidents.
So just think about like teams in general, how many coaches they've gone through.
Has anybody not had a new coach from 1999? I mean, coach, obviously that's different. Bud
That's
Black
different, but like
GMs and stuff like that. Like, are you serious? Teams have gotten sold.
That's like the Yankees back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, like there's players.
Teams moved.
Yeah, there's been probably. I don't know. The Astros went from the NL to the AL. How many
And
new
we have a
ballparks
DH.
have been built? Yeah. Oh my God.
The A's are playing in Sacramento.
Right? I don't want to jump ahead, but did you hear that the MLB is lifting the ban on Brewers?
Yeah.
Yes, I meant to start the show with that. Yes.
And
So
Shoeless Joe.
Shoeless Joe and others. So here.
So Barry Bonds.
So that's going to be interesting. The whole thing with Pete Rose is, does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame as a baseball player? Statistically, yes. As a person, I'm not even getting into that. Yes, he's not a good person. But it's, with the people that they're putting in the Hall of Fame, you're putting people in the Hall of Fame who are the Hall of Very Good. And it's supposed to be the best of the best at the sport. Not everyone had to have a charity thing like you do now.
Unfortunately, the Hall of Very Good, that's what it's turned into, a Hall of Very Good, because of the way the game changed.
Yeah. So I think it is a good thing for the sport. I think it is an absolute dick and cowardly move by Manfred to do it after he died. So I saw somebody quote that the family should deny it, like out of spite, and I'm like, well, that doesn't do anything.
No.
That literally does nothing. But I saw him, Shoeless Joe. I would love to see the list. I didn't know there were so many players banned.
I didn't know either. I want to see the list when we get off of here. Or unless if it's even out yet.
I doubt it's all out yet. I mean, they're the two main. Shoeless Joe, like,
there's like 1918.
And that was a real jackass of an owner, like screwing the players over. I'm not saying it's good, like, it was I'm trying to think how to say it. I'm not saying that, like, he should have done it, but again, it
is what it is.
I don't know. So Manfred's ruling removes a total of 16 deceased players and 1 deceased owner from the MLB ban list. Yeah. So the Black Sox with them, with Shoeless Joe and all. So I think it's, there's no guarantee he still gets in. He still has to get voted in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope it happens.
We'll see.
But I mean, it looks like it's Shoeless Joe and the other 7 players who are going to get reinstated, or whatever the word is. Anyway, so yes, Donna, I think he gets in. Let's see. So we already expected this. I want whoever speaks for him to blast Manfred. I do. I thought it was really interesting that Schmidt already came out with a statement. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Let me see if I can. Mike Schmidt, Pete Rose. I'm glad the Phillies came out
and put out
something too. Yeah. The hell was it? Here's some of Manfred's. Here's what. There it is. Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt argued with the greatest third baseman to ever play the game was. So it says, it's a great day for baseball as Commissioner Manfred has reinstated Pete Rose, making him eligible for the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The ongoing question of whether Pete Rose should or shouldn't be in the Hall will be answered by a select panel in the next Classic Baseball Era Committee. Congratulations to Pete families, his teammates, as well as his supporters who have waited many years for this opportunity for consideration. Again, I'm happy about it. I think he deserves to be in. To each their own if you don't agree. But I'm glad that this is going to be done with.
Yeah, me too.
So this is really good drink. Anyway, so the updated power rankings, by the way, and this is Kyle Schwarber. I didn't even make this. This was Fox and Kyle Schwarber on the front. I feel like they're teasing, like, enjoy looking at him in this uniform while you can.
Yeah, right.
So here's the updated power rankings. Now, granted, this is as of yesterday, but it changes weekly, so we're still there. The Dodgers are number 1. The Mets are number 2. That I'm not surprised by.
I'm actually not surprised by any of this list.
Yeah.
This is
not
actually
at all.
Probably the most accurate list I've seen.
Yeah. Placement wise, I mean, again, the Cubs were listed 3rd. Or excuse me, 2nd last week and dropped 4 spots.
Yeah.
we jumped 3 because we were 8. I know that from our little skid. So everyone moves around. This is a weekly thing. MLB.com has a different one too. I think the Dodgers and Mets. But it's generally the same.
Yeah.
I would probably switch the Tigers and Padres, only because I think the Tigers.
Well, the Tigers should be honestly number 2 since they're top in the AL.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm glad we're still top 5. We had a little struggle there, but the whole reason I wanted to bring this up was because of all the teams on this list, we're gonna play every single one for coming up
starting in June.
We play the Cubs for a 3-game series. We play the Mets. Let's see, 3, 6, 10 times, and it's for the rest of the season.
Yep.
The Padres we play for a 3-game series, and then we go to the Giants, Padres. I think we play the Padres honestly right out of the All-Star break.
When is the All-Star break?
So July
15th.
MLB All-Star. Jesus, I can't type. July 15th.
Okay.
So we play it right going into the All-Star break. Oh, well, that would make sense.
Right.
We play them on the
before.
13th and then the Red Sox the 21st.
Yeah.
So not that it helps. You come out and you face a good team like the Red Sox, and then right after that you get to play the Yankees. And then
the Tigers.
Then the Tigers like a week later, then the Mariners 2 weeks later, then the Dodgers. It's like, granted, this is and again, you play the Mets in between all this, but this is what you expected. You know, the Braves I didn't even put on this list because they're not in the top 10. I don't even know if they're top 15 right now. But the Braves I'm still expecting going to get better. Whether they do is a different story. But it's going to be a tough schedule because, again, this is all the top 10 teams. The only reason I put them on the schedule that we're playing right now.
Yeah. No, it is definitely going to be a tough summer.
Yeah. 100 mil 4 years for Kyle, Phillies. All right. Well, I'm saying 100 mil 4 years. And made it the Cubs for not being the Mets. Yeah, I know. It's Kyle Tucker really screwed me out of a bet the other day. So here's the Phillies' last 15 game. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last 10 games over on the left-hand side. So we went 8-2, 7-3. Really could have won that game last night, which is aggravating.
You know what? That's going to happen.
It was a good game.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think they're going to hopefully take the 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I think the thing too was like looking back at the Arizona series, we knew that was going to be a pretty good one, and it really kind of was. It was, the first game 3-2, second game 7-2, and then third game
they came back.
They came back. Yeah, they came back when tied it, and then just lost in extras.
Yeah.
Because the Diamondbacks did what I think we've all said you have to do. You have to score at least 2 runs in extra innings.
Yes.
Or you're not going to win.
Yeah.
And then you go down to Tampa, sweep them on a nice comeback.
In the third game.
That third game. That was a good game. They won that in extras too, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So after I just said you have to score 2 runs,
which is why I'm not really mad about the game after that with the Cleveland game. I was not mad about that.
Yeah, I mean, going from extra innings, you go to Cleveland.
Tough team.
It's same time. But I mean, the offense just didn't show up, and then the following day, you win 7-1, and then you shut them out 3-0.
Yeah,
that was a good series. Everything kind of clicked, except that first game. But again, like you said, it was a long game. You used the bullpen up. You had to go to extras. Everybody helped. So, and then yesterday was, I don't know.
Sanchez didn't even have his best stuff, but he still pitched well, which was weird. I mean, they just couldn't score. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I think they'll take both games tomorrow.
I think they can. I'm interested in what the lineup's going to be.
Yeah, me too. Especially, and I'm interested if they even play because I was looking at the weather for tomorrow. It's supposed to be worse. supposed to be worse tomorrow than it was today.
Yeah, and that's why I think they're trying to get it in because they don't know when they're going to be able to make up 2 games, let alone 1.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 1 game, let alone 2.
Because this is the only time that St. Louis comes here.
Right. So, and then they have to try and figure that out on an off day when both are available. Close.
It might be a long 2 games tomorrow.
Well, that might be. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is just like, it's where does everybody play? Like, because if we're off, like, so tomorrow is what, the 14th. So the 15th.
Well, they are off Thursday.
They both are off Thursday.
So maybe I mean,
that might be what they're trying to avoid, though, because we're home, so it doesn't affect us at all. St. Louis is going to Kansas City, which isn't terrible either for Friday. So really, if you had to get in 1 game tomorrow and then 1 game Thursday, you could make them both day games.
Yeah, you could do that.
It would probably make sense for them to make it both day games,
well,
because then you'd be able to leave earlier and get rest.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, and I know the weather's supposed to be real bad tomorrow.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at these last 15 games, who really has been helping is the top of your lineup and Bohm.
Yeah.
Schwarber's last 15 games, he's 16 for 50, hitting 320, 7 home runs, 14 RBIs, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts. He's tied for the league lead in home runs. And again, this is 2 weeks. He's at 7 home runs and just skyrocketed to tied with Judge.
Yeah.
Turner, his last 15 games, is hitting 388 with 1 home run, 7 RBIs, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, 3 stolen bases, and 12 runs. Here's the thing. If you were to look at what it was the last 30 games, he's got 24 strikeouts. So I'm like, you struck out half the time in the last 2 weeks. And Bohm's been really picking it up. I know he was a nightmare the first month of the season, but he's hitting 333. Finally got his first home run in Tampa. On doing what he usually does, hitting opposite field.
Yeah.
6 RBIs, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. Again, the strikeouts are always a friggin' problem with this team.
Always will.
They're always going to be.
Yeah, I mean that.
I mean, here
you just accept.
Look at the last 10 games. 81 strikeouts.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I know.
14 strikeouts against the Diamondbacks. 10 against Cleveland in that first game, and then 13 in a game that we won 3-0.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Oh, I noticed we're still talking about Devers at the bottom. Sorry. That's my bad. So, I think our last topic of the night. The hell was that? Ticker. Scroll. Sorry, I'm slacking.
No, you're good.
There we go. Last topic. So, in his tenure as a Philadelphia Philly, Kyle Schwarber has played 506 games. He's got 423 hits, 65 doubles, 5 triples, 145 home runs, 334 RBIs, 347 walks, and almost 650 strikeouts. That number made me laugh.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't surprised at all. He's hitting 225 for his career. Since he has been here, he has been a top 20 MVP voting every year, and he was a 2022 All-Star. I didn't realize he was top 20. I mean, that's impressive in itself with the amount of people in the league.
Yeah, it is.
And the only people to hit more home runs than him in the last 5 years are Judge and Ohtani, which is pretty good company to have.
Very good.
And everything I keep seeing contract-wise is actually the same as what my mom said, that they think $25 million a year. And it's going to be the same thing that people complained about with Wheeler or with Nola, but also what Wheeler got is you're going to have to pay him for what he's done. So if he's going to get signed, I think it's going to be minimum 4 years.
Well,
again, he just turned 32.
It also, I mean, if he comes out and ends the season with 50 home runs, you got to sign him for 4 years. He's going to get more than that.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
comes out and hits 50 home runs this year. He's getting more than 4 years, 100 mil. He might get 5 years, 135.
oh yeah, from somewhere. Someone's going to
Yeah.
pay him. Someone's going to
Yeah.
give him minimum 25
Yeah.
and accept the strikeouts. I know I saw people like question whether maybe he would go to Cincinnati because he's from Ohio. But I mean, looking at that, it's kind of like why they're not. Obviously he's a leader. He's a great clubhouse presence. I think him and Francona would probably get along great.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like why go to Cincinnati? It's not like they're contending for a World Series in the next 2-3 years. It seems like
Could go back to the Cubs.
could go back to the Cubs. I said the same thing. Like if he went back to the Cubs as a DH, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
He could still hit out of that ballpark, even with the right field kind of a little far back, but the wind would carry anything over.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's a toss up right now, and normally I wish I had an answer, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either because it's a general worry because he's still hitting now that you moved him out of the leadoff spot, which is not a big deal on the team. It is to multiple people because it's the lineup's changing every day.
Yeah,
but he's still hitting the same exact way he always does, no matter where you bat him.
Yeah, I know.
So that was the last thing. I didn't make a slide for this, and I apologize. But I heard, this is the last topic. I heard our hitting coach on MLB radio yesterday. And I can honestly say that I was pretty pissed listening to him talk. Kevin Long was on, this was like 1:00 in the afternoon. Kevin Long was on, and they're asking him, talking to him about Harper and his struggles. And saying how, he was just like, we had him in Washington. He's just on another level. Like he knows kind of how to fix his own stuff, blah, blah, blah. So then they asked him saying, when do you get involved and when do you go to the player and bring stuff up? And he point blank just said, I don't really go up to them and bring anything up. I a lot of players don't like that. I wait for them to come to me and ask me. And I'm like, excuse me?
Well,
Go ahead.
I think it's just because there's a lot of star power on this team, and they're just going to do their own thing anyway.
I agree. I think it just annoyed me because, like, I even brought it up to two of my friends in our group chat, and it's like my friend Jay had a good point. Is a lot of these guys have individual instructors, or they do all their work, and it's just like, then what the hell do you have a hitting coach for?
That's what I mean. Like you had a lot, like you just said, a lot of these guys have their own trainers and hitting coaches in the off season. You go back to training camp or spring training or whatever, and then they're telling you different things, like your hitting coaches.
Right.
Like, I mean, there's only a select few guys that work with Kevin Long, like Brandon Marsh, for example.
And that wasn't working out good in the beginning of the year.
No. Well, that is definitely an interesting answer, I think.
Yeah. Him saying that he doesn't go up to him. I'm like, then what do you do all day? You just throw him BP?
Pretty much.
Throw him soft toss. You go get the tea from the locker. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I think that just annoyed me because I'm like, you're the hitting coach. They're having trouble hitting,
and you're not doing anything about it.
Oh, I don't really go up to him and bring it up. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I'm like, okay. Well, Bryce Harper said he stopped being mean or having an attitude or whatever he said, and he's not hitting. Maybe I need you, Harper, to start being a dick again.
Yeah.
So, Kevin Long, I need you to start talking to your players about hitting.
Can you be a coach, please?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, that was terrible. The other thing, how about the Eagles?
Dude, I'm mad. I'm so mad, though.
Why?
Like, say goodbye to 1 p.m. games. Like, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The first 4 games that came out, it was Thursday night, Monday night, Friday night, and Saturday night.
Again with Friday.
And it's on Thursday night's on Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the Friday night game's probably going to be on a streaming service. I don't mind the Friday night game and the Saturday night game, but and the other game Monday night against Green Bay.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
I don't understand.
I will say this though, they're gonna I cannot wait for that Dallas game. Week 1.
So it's gonna be, what do we say? September 4th at 8:20. November. Oh wait, what the hell did I? Oh, okay. So yeah, they release random games, not like in a row.
They they'll release a full schedule tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably
November
have
28th
1 p.m. game.
November 28th at 3. I mean, that's
Black Friday.
that's Black Friday. When
That's a bar day.
yeah. That's yeah. I'll be at work. Oh no, I won't be. That's right. We're off now.
Yeah, we're off.
Here's John. John clicks right on. He shows up just for this one topic.
But yeah, no, it'll be exciting. I'm excited to see how many early games we have, which will probably be 1 or 2.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for John to actually see his team see a Super Bowl banner, like in our lifetime.
Yeah, I like it.
That's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting. Man, and that Black Friday game is home.
I know.
I don't care about shopping, man. We might have to go tailgate that one.
I would 100% tailgate that.
That's gonna be a. It's gonna be. I seen one on VHS.
We could, yeah, that would be. See if that tailgate party would be doing something.
We're gonna. We can't tailgate the first game. Wait, was the first game?
That's a Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah.
No shot.
Put that on a Friday night. Why would that put that on a Friday night when people don't have work the next day?
I know.
Not everyone has.
I agree.
And then they're having another game out of the country.
They have a bunch of games.
NFL.
They have like 8 or 9.
Oh, God, whatever. I'm so done with this shit. All right. Anyway, that was all I had for tonight. Did you have anything?
No, not at all.
Well, everyone, thank you for your time. Mom, Donna, and John, the Cowboys fan. Thank you all for your time, and we will see you
next Tuesday.
Maybe there'll be a Phillies game one.
They'll still be playing the Cardinals.
That's yeah. All right. Have a good night.
Later.